It's now 6:16 as we check back in with meteorologist Alan Rose. And Alan, we've got another weather question this morning.
Yeah, this one I like because it focuses in on the weekend. It's never too early to think about the weekend, too.
I thought it was Thursday, half the morning. So
hey, you're already closer than the rest of us, right? And this question comes from Christine, who we caught up with recently out at Palmer Lake.
And this is Gracie, my dog, and she loves taking hikes. And we were planning on a trip to Idaho Springs, Breckenridge Vale, that area up on I-70, and I was wondering how the weather was going to be this weekend.
Okay, Christine and Gracie, let's get right to it. Now, if you can take off work or you're not working Friday is probably going to be the best day to do this. Afternoon even looks good, but look what happens on Saturday. Whew. Not so good. Looks pretty wet as we have an incoming disturbance coming out of the Great Basin. Rain and high elevation snow is likely here across the mountain areas, not as likely on the plains. Now that exits, and behind it we get a cold front Sunday morning. So I would say Sunday is probably going to be the better option of the two. Saturday could be quite wet. Thank you for that question, Christine. And if you have a question for me or the weather team, just head on over to KOAA.com. Click on the News 5 Community tab, and there you can send us your photos, your videos, or ask us a question. All right, let's get back to the maps and your forecast on this first morning of October. For some, they consider it the start of spooky season. I know in my family, we like to watch horror movies or Halloween movies all month long. Now, I would say a light jacket is probably going to serve you well, as temperatures are currently in the 50s, but overall fairly mild east of the mountains compared to what we saw earlier in the week. Look at the Air Force Academy sensor, 61 degrees, probably getting some drainage or some downslope breezes in that area, keeping us warmer than surrounding spots. 47 in Woodland Park. 39 the latest temperature up towards Cripple Creek, and we keep saying that Canyon City number looks a little odd, but that might be accurate given that we're probably getting some drainage with some downsloping warmth out there into parts of Fremont County as well. Now in the regional satellite radar view, we do have some rain and thunderstorms continuing over northeastern Colorado for us. Not expecting rain, instead plenty of sunshine for your day on Wednesday. Temperatures that'll be a few notches above what we saw yesterday. And this all being driven by a dominant ridge of high pressure. I like to call high pressure the big blue H, or a fair weather maker. And as this builds in from Old Mexico into Colorado late this week, it is going to bring us above average highs and some significant warming. Now, as the ridge begins to move east, it's going to push that warmth over to the Midwest, allowing for an area of low pressure to cut off from the jet stream and move slowly across the Great Basin. As that low moves closer to Colorado, expecting to see warm and gusty conditions on Saturday, and then a cold front, as I mentioned, that drops in on Sunday. So Sunday is the day that we'll get some cooling, probably some wind as well, but not super excited for us regionally or locally about any storm chances. In fact, this storm is taking a pretty far north track, and if it continues on that trajectory, rain not likely in Pueblo this weekend, with only about a 20% chance of a shower or two both Saturday and Sunday in the Springs. Again, we'll continue to keep very close tabs on that weekend forecast and storm. Keep you posted here, both on air and online. Highs today will be in the 70s and 80s, so it's going to be a warm start to October. Getting even warmer from there, though. 84 degrees your Friday high. Still feeling the warmth driven by that downslope wind, but a few more clouds on Saturday will knock us down to the upper 70s. And I think on Saturday we could see wind gusts in the mid-afternoon up around 25 to 35 miles per hour. In Pueblo, look at the trajectory here. 85 today. 87 Thursday, 90 degrees on Friday. Still in the 80s on Saturday with some cooling highs Sunday into next week. Canyon City will stick with the 80s through at least Saturday, and it will be breezy as well from Friday into the start of the weekend. Cold front for now looks dry here in Canyon City, but again, we'll keep an eye on the track of that incoming low. I think it'll move close enough to Teller County and the mountain areas to squeeze out some moisture. So up towards Woodland Park, we do have a chance of rain both Saturday and Sunday.